Hey everybody, welcome to this week's programming. We're getting really close to being finished up with this strength cycle. And so this week is going to be really heavy in terms of loading, especially for you that have been following along since we started about 8 to 9 weeks ago. And so it's finally all the hard work you're coming in is playing into fruition. Now, with that being said, when you're using these type of loads, these 6 sets of 1 at roughly 90% of your 1 rep max, we're going to have the rest in there a little bit longer, and we're going to try to warm up really good before every heavy lifting session. But just know, like, the efforts that you put in on the outside of these is going to affect afterwards. Because when we're lifting really heavy, especially in this back squat and some of these push pressures we're pushing off the ground, your CNS gets really involved and gets really fatigued. And that transfers over to situations in other workouts where if you're pushing really hard, you might compromise yourself. And a lot of people always think every day is intensity, 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 as hard as I can, as hard as I can, as hard as I can. You got to pick and choose your battles. And this week, there's some hard workouts this week. A couple of them, and then just know like the compounding effects that's going to have towards the end of the week. In the beginning, that's why we've got some of the tougher workouts Monday through Wednesday, and then the end of the week is going to be kind of like either a low skill, high intensity, or a high skill with some type of movement in there that is going to require you to pace it out a little bit. So just keep that in mind as you're going into this week. Monday, we got our back squats getting started with 1 rep every 90 seconds for 6 sets. So it's just 9 minutes, 9 reps. Wait, is that right? 3, 6, 9. Maybe I'm off. Anyways, 6 sets, 6 sets of 1 every 90 seconds. We're going to be adding that 5 pounds, not that 10-pound jump, but that, massive jump that we usually try to do for, well, not all of us. Some of us have been really good about it. But just taking that really small jump into those 6 sets of 1, and these reps, they should be, fast and efficient. If it's taking you 5 seconds to stand up on your first or second set, you need to scale that down to where we can be down in the bottom of the hole, up really fast on that, at least without hesitation. You should be able to do this with confidence every time. We're not looking for failed reps right now. Confidence is what we're trying to build under a heavy load. Then after that, we got 4 time with 1 dumbbell, 50 dumbbell box step overs with 1 dumbbell. You can hold on your shoulder or your side. 35, 20 pounds is going to be RX. And then you got 10 wall walks, 50 goblet squats, 10 wall walks, 50 box step overs. We're trying to stay light on the box step overs, even with the 50 and 35. That should be something that a lot of us should be able to do nonstop. Pushing that goblet squats, those 50 reps. I know a lot of you are going to think, oh, I'm a competitor, I should do 70 pounds. Well, then when you get to 70 pounds, you're probably going to have to break up the dumbbell goblet squats. I want to see unbroken reps. And that's why if you're in the fitness section, if you just do 50 air squats unbroken, that right there will help you reach the stimulus that we're looking for on this. And then the 10 wall walks, that just depends on where we're at in the wall walks. Especially with being comfortable and how strong we stay in good positions there. Because remember, that's very core intensive exercise. And then we're holding those single dumbbells, doing the step overs. That affects our core a lot because a lot of twisting, rotation, bending over slightly. It puts a lot of fatigue under it, especially after the heavy back squats. So with that workout, we push the box step overs, goblet squats pretty hard, pace out the wall walks depending on where you're at, and keep that throughout the whole workout. And then after that, we have some gymnastics stuff, some just handstand wall facing handstand holds with some frog kick-ups. Then Tuesday, we got our long workout, AMRAP 24 minutes. You have 1,000 and 900 meter row into 20 box jumps with a step down. And then we have a 200-foot farmer's carry, 2 kettlebells or 2 dumbbells, excuse me, and then 20 burpees to bar. And then we're going to do an 800 meter run outside of that. The weather's supposed to be really nice Tuesday, so let's get outside, enjoy that weather. Even if you want to set the rowers up outside in the back area, and then coming in and doing the work, and then going back outside, that'd be a great day to do that. Add some variety into your workouts. And then we have some med ball core work, kneeling med ball overhead throws with a half kneeling lateral throw against the wall. Now we got videos for those, check it out. Wednesday, pretty excited about this workout. Test it out, really challenging. Power clean, you're gonna do 1 rep every 20 seconds for 6 minutes. Now this right here is not, once again, not meant to be a max out effort. We're putting a lot of effort on the back squat. You might be feeling that fatigue, maybe not in local muscle tissue, but your CNS is probably gonna feel that if you do the right loading on that. So we're gonna stay light here, 65, 75%, to 1 rep every 20 seconds. Fast, smooth, efficient, confidence builder. Then after that, we're going to go into every 8 minutes for 32 minutes, 4 sets. You're going to do 21 wall balls, 9 pull-ups, 9 power clean, 155, 105, 9 pull-ups again, 21 wall balls. These pull-ups, they could be kipping, butterfly, or bandage strict, or ring rows. We want these to be almost unbroken. Each one of these sets right here should probably take you 3 to 4 minutes. Some of you might be a little faster, some of you might be a little bit slower. But we're looking for big sets on the wall balls, unbroken sets on everything pretty much is what we really want to do. Pushing the pace, that 3 to 4 minute mark, you're going to need that 4 to 5 minutes of rest in between to be able to repeat those efforts. If you're going to do competitor, we're going to jump it up a little bit. You're going to do 15 pull-ups every time and 185, 125 power cleans on that. And keeping the wall balls at 20 and 14 pounds, but still trying to stay unbroken. That's when we want speed on this, and you can get as uncomfortable as you want to in today's workout with that. After that, we got some Sorsen holds, banded pull parts to help complement all the posterior chain work that happened in the workout. Thursday, we got our push press. I know a lot of you have been power cleaning up to your push press, and you can do that today if you want to, but I just want to put some power cleans in here to prime up the body for this workout. And then the push press, we're doing 1 rep every 90 seconds for 6 sets again on that. And then after that, we're going to do 8 sets of 18 and 12 cal bike sprint into max L-sit holds. We're going to set up some boxes along in front of the bikes. And that way you can get up there on the box, you can put yourself down almost like in the top of a ring dip. And we're going to do max L-sit holds. And these, I promise you, for a lot of people, they're not going to be that long, especially after doing that bike sprint. When we do our knees to our chest, or we can do 1 leg straight out, or 1 leg in, both legs out. But if you can just try to get like 10 to 15 second range, that'd be really good. So as you come down, rest 2 minutes, repeat. We're putting a lot of effort though into these bike calorie sprints is what we want. And we got some YTAs, scarecrows to finish that out. Friday, this is going to be a little bit of a taste of what's coming up. We're going to be doing some cluster sets, especially with the Olympic lifts in the upcoming fall strength programming. We've got cluster sets. What happens is clusters, I'll do a more definitive video or blog post on how we're going to approach these, but you'll do 1, 1, 1 every 2 minutes for 12 minutes. So basically what it is a cluster set. So instead of saying 3 reps every 2 minutes for 12 sets, we're going to do 1. So you do 1 whole set, you do 1 snatch, drop the bar, take a step back, deep breath, approach the bar again, lift, drop it, take a step back, approach the bar again, lift, take a step back, and then rest the remaining of the 2 minutes. So generally you have about like 10 seconds, 15 seconds in between sets. Now some people get really prioritizing that, and they'll have their rest periods a little bit longer maybe, a little bit shorter with more reps, but we'll play with that as we get deeper into the fall session, into our next strength session. And then when this is that high skill / strength workout that we were talking about, where it's going to pacing is what you need the most. So we got 21, 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 ring dips. And then after each set, you're going to do 3 squat snatches. So we're kind of priming those snatches up with the snatch clusters. And then we're going into those 3 squat snatches into the workout under fatigue. Now with ring dips, we're going to be in this, or push-ups, what we're going to scale this thing down to. You're going down the bottom of the dip, pushing back up. This is a lot of chest into your shoulder. So for some of those folks that have bad shoulders, limited range of motion, this is really going to be a challenging workout for you. So A, you either got to stay super light on your squat snatches. B, we could do a power snatch into an overhead squat going down, or we can do 3 overhead squats every time and just focusing in on positions under fatigue. Because a lot of people probably weren't following around during the heyday of CrossFit Games, but regionals back in 2017 or 18, they had a ring dip dumbbell squat snatch, I believe, workout, where you did have some people that suffered some injuries, the games athletes, because of the fatigue that it was putting them under. So we're not looking for that type of intensity here. When I see this, is like I'm going to do everything methodical. I want to make every rep perfect as possible as I go. And that's one of these that the push-up and snatch or overhead position is such a great tool to have for your shoulders on increasing flexibility, increasing strength, and stability, building stability in the shoulder. So that's just that's the really good thing about having this combo that a lot of us like being in this space for so long. Just get a really good stimulus from this style of workout. Now from here, we're going to end on some dumbbell Bulgarian split squats to finish off the week. And then Saturday we got a partner workout, 5 rounds for time, 400-meter run together, 40 toes to bar, split however you like, 30-20 calorie bikes after that, and then or 24 calorie bike, and then 20 bar muscle ups, or we do jumping bar muscle ups, or we do burpee pull-ups, or we do banded bar muscle ups. So that's this week's. Next week we're getting ready to do our really heavy lifts and see how we have improved. And we'll also have a couple of some girl workouts appearing over this fall. Maybe some old school open workouts, a combination of all of them, at least once or twice a week. But we'll have more details coming out on that. Let's focus on this week, finishing strong, getting ready for the holiday season, and see y'all's names on the leaderboard. If you got any questions, hit me up. Always here to help, and y'all have a great week.